Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Bella here. In today's video, I want to talk about what kind of material we can use to improve our English pronunciation. If you're interested in today's video, please keep watching. If you find the content helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss a video with me. Without further ado, let's get started. Many of the English learners have been spending a lot of time improving their pronunciation and have tried many different ways. The results, however, are often less than ideal. One question is often around what kind of audio or video materials one should use for the process. From a teacher's perspective, I would recommend the following few things that might help you with your pronunciation. First, we need to find some instructional videos where detailed instructions are given about how to produce each vowel and consonant. To be more exact, we want instructions about how our mouth should look like, where our tongue should be, which muscles are involved in the production of the sound, and how it feels like to pronounce that sound. By following the steps provided in the video, we can then learn how to pronounce these sounds correctly. Usually to accompany these videos, I would also recommend looking for a book on pronunciation as well. It'll be the best if the book is divided into chapters by sounds. That way, when we are practicing a particular sound, we can simply practice the words, phrases, and sentences from the book. It'll save us a lot of time trying to put together these words ourselves. Initially, it might be easier for us to pronounce the vowel or the consonant by itself, but when it's in a word or a phrase, we would naturally fall back to our old habits and forget about the proper pronunciations. Please know that this is completely normal considering how long we have been pronouncing them wrong. But it is for sure possible to overcome. We just need to be really intentional about our pronunciations when we're looking at these words, constantly reminding ourselves of their proper pronunciation. Our first step is to catch ourselves when we say them wrong, and then take the time to correct ourselves over and over again. It won't be long before we acquire the new habits and can enunciate every word clearly. Once we learn the proper way to pronounce the English sounds, our next step is to learn how to pronounce them in complete sentences. My recommendation for the resources that we can use for this part is English news. We all know them already: BBC, CNN, NPR, VOA, and so on. The main reason for my recommendation is that for this part, we need a consistently reliable series of audio content to imitate and learn from. I personally always preferred the kind of audio with a steady pace of speech, relatively consistent intonation, as well as a clear voice. Comparing everything that's available online, I consider news broadcast my best option out there. Depending on our preference for accent, we can then choose to stick with one or two news channels. For me, years ago, NPR and CNN 10, which was back then known as CNN Student News, were my top choices, mainly because I really enjoyed the American accent of those anchors. I've spoken about how we can make the best of these audio or video content in my last video. Please feel free to check it out. But basically, we want to make sure that we are breaking the content down and studying it bit by bit. We want to make sure that we're not only imitating the overall intonation of the anchors, but also pronouncing each and every word as clearly as they are. Start with individual words and phrases before gradually moving on to sentences. A great way to make sure we're saying everything right is to record it and compare it to the audio file. If you have a friend or a teacher that can provide feedback, that's even better. We only improve with sufficient practice and timely feedback. Both are crucial to the process. One other learning resource that I would recommend for improving our pronunciation includes any kind of TV shows, interviews, and movies that you're interested in. And it's really up to you what kind of show you want to learn from. From these videos, we can visualize how the words and phrases are delivered in day-to-day scenarios. It will help us get a feel of the overall vibe of that accent as well. And it's simply more fun to practice with. Over the years, I've picked up a word from this show and another from a different show. With enough language input, I was able to get most words right in a sentence eventually. The only thing I would mention here is that I would not recommend starting with this kind of exercise before learning the proper pronunciations of different sounds and words. If we think about it, it really doesn't make much sense to learn the intonation when most of the words in our sentence aren't even right. It's like making a bracelet with broken beads. It's never going to come together as you wish. Alright, that's it for today's video. Please let me know if you have any questions or suggestions. You can leave them down below in the comment area. Until next time, take care.